Now we will do exercise 62, section 14.6. So problem is this. We have surface x times y times z is equal to 1 in first octant. If we take any point on this surface and take tangent plane to this surface at this chosen point, it cuts from the first octant pyramid, and this pyramid volume is independent from the point we are choosing on this surface. Okay? So we have surface x times y times z is equal to 1. Let's solve this problem. And we look at this surface as a level surface of the function f of x, y, and z is equal to x times y times z. Then this surface is a level 1 surface of function f. We know that if I take any point on this surface in first octant with coordinate x0, y0, and z0, normal vector of the tangent plane at this point to this surface, we call it alpha. It's a gradient of f function. First of all, let's take general formula. What is gradient of f at any x, y, and z point? So partial derivative of f with respect to x is going to be y times z. Partial derivative of f with respect to y is going to be x times z. Partial derivative of f with respect to z is going to be x times y. But because we have specific point, we are taking point and fixing it with coordinate x0, y0, z0. At this point, gradient of f is going to be y0, z0, x0, z0, and x0, y0. So we are looking for a plane such that this vector is a gradient vector of alpha, and alpha goes through point x0, y0, z0. So we have normal vector and point which belongs to this plane. We know this equation is going to be this way. y0, z0 times x minus x0, x0, z0 times y minus y0, and x0, y0 times z minus z0 is equal to 0. Now let's do algebra and simplify this expression. We have y0, z0 times x plus x0, z0 times y plus x0, y0, z, and we group all two constant terms together right here. So we're going to have minus, we negative sign we factor out, and it's going to be y0, z0, x0 plus x0, z0, y0, and x0, y0, z0 here. Okay? But we know, because point with coordinates x0, y0, z0 belongs to this surface, satisfies the equation that x0 times z0 times y0 is equal to 1. So all this sum, all this, gonna be equal to 3. We bring 3 on the right hand side and we have final equation of this alpha plane, tangent plane. y0, z0 times x plus x0, z0 plus times y plus x0, y0 times z is equal to 3. Now we need to figure out where this plane gonna intersect x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, and then it creates pyramid here. Okay. So let's call intersection point of this plane with x-axis coordinates x prime 0, 0, with y coordinates gonna be coordinates 0, y prime 0, and z when it intersects z axis coordinates gonna be 0, 0, z prime. Let's calculate first x prime. We plug in this equation instead of y and z zeros, and we are ending this equation. y0, z0, x prime is equal to 3 because those two terms goes away. From here, x prime is equal to 3 over y0, z0. We multiply both numerator and denominator by x0, we are ending 3x0 over x0 times y0 times z0 is equal to 3x0, because we know x0 times y0 times z0 is equal to 1, because this point x0, y0, z0 belongs to surface x, y, z times z is equal to 1. Exactly the same calculation gives us that y prime gonna be equal to 3y0. We plug here x is equal to 0, z is equal to 0, and we are ending x0, z0, y is equal to 3. And then do calculation y prime gonna be equal to 3 over x0, z0, which is the same as multiplying numerator and denominator by y0, is going to be 3y0 over x0, z0, y0, and equal to 3y0. And exactly the same calculation shows that z prime is equal to 3, z0. And now we finish these calculations. The volume, this cutoff pyramid from the first octant by the alpha plane is equal to 1 over 6 x0 times y0 times, x prime times y prime times z prime. Because here you have right angle, and here is the right angle, and here is the right angle. All these are right angles. And then we substitute for x prime 3y x0, for y prime 3y0, and for z prime 3z prime, we are ending with 1 over 6, 27 times x0, y0, z0, but we know x0, y0 times z0 is equal to 1. And we are finishing, final answer is going to be 9 over 2. So we show that doesn't matter which tangent plane we take to this surface in first octant, it's going to cut off from the first octant pyramid with volume 9 over 2.